The U.S. court has ruled that Donald Trump can be sued by injured lawmakers at the Capitol riot on January 6. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Former President Donald Trump can be sued by injured Capitol police officers and Democratic lawmakers over the January 6, 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, the Justice Department said yesterday in a federal court case testing Trump's legal vulnerability and the limits of executive power. But by definition, such conduct plainly falls outside the president's constitutional and statutory duties. Trump's lawyers have argued that he was acting within his official rights and had no intention to spark violence when he calls on thousands of supporters to march to the Capitol and fight like hell before the riot erupted. But I can tell you, what was committed was really treason. The case is among many legal woes facing Trump as he mounts another bid for the White House in 2024. Over in Jamaica, a security expert is doubting if security workers who deliver or protect valuables have received proper training. And this comes after the fatal shooting and robbery of guards working for Beryllium on Monday morning while they were bringing money to the Jamaica National Bank branch in Portmore Pines in St. Catherine. According to Ian Roberts, security consultant and managing director of Developing Assets Protection Strategies, some security staff operate with a casual attitude. According to him, adequate training should be given to reduce dangers during cash delivery and collection from establishments. He insisted that the procedures be carried out in a coordinated manner, with security officers being vigilant and conscious of their surroundings. The International Monetary Fund's Executive Board has given Jamaica access to a total of 1.7 billion US dollars. And as part of a 24-month agreement with the IMF, Jamaica will now be able to access $968 million under the precautionary and liquidity line. In addition, 764 million US under the Resilience and Sustainable Facility would also be provided. Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark commented on the decision Thursday afternoon, saying that it is evidence of the economy's strength and resiliency. And why is Jamaica getting involved with the IMF again? They are one of the contributing factors why the country has gone into such a hellhole and that they cannot even climb out from. A security guard at the Kemshill High School in Clarendon had to come to the aid of a senior teacher who got into a fight with a student. A video of the incident, which has gone viral on social media, showed the teacher and the student pushing and getting in each other's face before they tussled to the ground. In the video, other students looked on and laughed as the student got up in the teacher's face before the teacher pushed him away. This was when he attacked the teacher with punches, draped and pulled him to the ground. And this is a regular happening now, as it seems as if the students have now adopted this kind of behavior as normal, mimicking the bad behavior of the gunmen and criminals. A Manchester man is under investigation for the murder of his brother yesterday morning. 21-year-old Ricardo Williams was stabbed to death in the Newport in Manchester, and it's reported that Williams and his brother had an altercation over a pair of shoes. And during that dispute, he was stabbed in the chest and was later pronounced dead at hospital. Imagine killing your brother for a pair of shoes. Alleged leader of the Wandan gang, Andre Blackman Bryan, was on Thursday afternoon found guilty of 2 murders at his trial before the Home Circuit Court. Bryan and 2 of his co-accused, Michael Whitley and Brian Morris, were found guilty of facilitating the January 14, 2018 murder of a Rastafarian man on Jones Avenue by the gang. Jones Avenue is a known enclave of the gang. Bryan and another defendant, Tariq James, were also found guilty of facilitating the murder of a man called Outlaw in November of 2017. But he and 9 of his co-accused were found not guilty yesterday morning in relation to 3 separate shootings, including a double murder. So of the 100 of murders, they were only found guilty of these 2. And this Judge Sykes is something else. I wonder how he managed to sleep at nights. March 23 is the new date that has been set for the sentencing of convicted rapist Shadane Harris in the Home Circuit Court. Harris was scheduled to be sentenced yesterday, but his attorney Vincent Wellesley said the matter was adjourned as the court is now engaged in a jury trial. In March last year, the 28-year-old gym instructor pleaded guilty to raping and terrorizing women in a series of attacks in Portmore in St. Catherine. Harris, who was captured in 2019, pleaded guilty to 6 counts of rape, 4 counts of grievous sexual assault, and 9 counts of burglary and larceny. And he's also charged with wounding with intent after he stabbed one of his victims. A member of the Jamaica Defense Force was shot and killed in Papine in St. Andrew on Wednesday night. He is 46-year-old Dane Simon of St. Jago South in Spanish Town in St. Catherine. and it's reported that Mr. Simon was operating a Toyota as a taxi when he was shot. According to the police, residents of Rocky Road in Papine saw the soldier's body inside his car and made an alarm. Security guards, police, and soldiers are getting shot quite frequently nowadays, but we wonder why is it that this soldier had to run a taxi to supplement his salary. A dancehall artist was shot and killed by unknown assailants at the intersection of Sandringham and Burlington Avenue in St. Andrew on Wednesday morning. The artist goes by the name of Alqual, and his real name is Emmanuel Eccleston. He is of a Lancaster Avenue, St. Andrew address. Reports from the Halfway Tree police are that about 1 a.m., residents heard explosions and summoned police. On arrival of the law enforcers, Eccleston was seen lying on the ground with gunshot wounds. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead on arrival. And music industry insiders are expressing shock at his murder. No one is immune to the criminal elements in Jamaica these days. If you're police, you get shot. If you're a soldier, you get shot. If you're a pastor, you get shot. If you're an artist, you get shot. It doesn't matter who you are. On to sports, gunmen left a threatening message Thursday for Argentine football superstar Lionel Messi and opened fire at a supermarket which is owned by his in-laws in Argentina's third largest city, police said. Nobody was injured in the early morning attack, and it was unclear why the shooters would target Messi or the Unico supermarket in Rosario, which is owned by the family of his wife. Police said that two men on a motorcycle fired at least a dozen shots into the Unico branch in the early hours and left a message on a piece of cardboard that read, "Messi, we're waiting for you." Javkin is also a drug trafficker, so he won't take care of you. And Javkin is the mayor of that city. Kagiso Rabada picked up 6 wickets for 50 to bowl South Africa to an 87-run victory over the West Indies in the first test at Super Sports Park in Centurion yesterday. After bowling out the host for 116 in the morning, the West Indies needed 247 to win, but they were dismissed for just 159. The only resistance of note came from Jermaine Blackwood, who made a gutsy 79 before being 9th man out. And the match hurtled to a conclusion with more than 2 days to spare as the fast bowlers of both teams held sway on a pitch of variance bounce. West Indies Kemar Roach dominated the morning as he took 5 wickets for 47, as South Africa, resuming on 49 for 4, lost their last 6 wickets for only 67 runs. So the scores are: South Africa first at bat made 342 all out. The West Indies in reply came up short, making 212. South Africa second time at bat were all out for 116. West Indies, needing 247 to win, managed to only make 159 all out. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite community radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.